Welcome to NarrativeNook audio tales where enchanted stories come to life. If you enjoy our stories, please subscribe, like and share to support our channel. Enjoy listening. Zeke, on the other side, was hacking simultaneously with Nicole. The target had a relatively vigorous defense, and Nicole constantly looked for and attacked its vulnerability, but each attempt was foiled. Her fingers kept typing on the keyboard, her eyes glued to the computer screen. Time seemed to speed up while she was working. 2 hours had passed before she knew it. Zeke, stop the attack, Nicole said. Okay. The two stopped hacking at the same time. We will launch another wave of attack later when they slack off, Nicole said. Okay. I will stand by. Nicole took advantage of the break to call Ms. Emerson. Ms. Emerson, I'm not going to school until the exams, as I have more things to do in the meantime. Okay, I understand, and I know you won't fall behind in your study even if you don't come to school. So don't worry and get busy. Ms. Emerson's attitude toward Nicole could not be nicer now. Thank you, Ms. Emerson. Nicole hung up. She did not have to worry about school things for now. She came to the couch to get some shut-eye. As she closed her eyes, the diamond came to mind again. It had now become her sore point. As soon as she rested, she could not resist thinking about the matter. Nicole forced herself to stop thinking about it and got some rest, as she still had a task to continue later on. Nicole fell asleep on the couch. When she opened her eyes again, it was already dusk outside. She got up, stretched, and got a quick bite, then sat down at the computer. Zeke, are you there? I'm here. Get ready for the second wave. Got it. The silent war resumed and the two sides engaged in a tug-of-war, with Nicole stepping up her attacks this time as she clearly sensed that the target was in disarray and revealing more and more of its weaknesses. She took the opportunity to release the virus. Soon, the intranet of the target appeared semi-paralyzed. How many levels have you hacked, Zeke? Nicole asked. 3. I sense that they have 5 layers of firewall. Such defenses are a piece of cake for my decryptor. Zeke had extraordinary confidence in his newly upgraded decryptor. Don't screw up. Nicole reminded him. Don't worry. Under Nicole's intense attack, the target's website went down, and Zeke had also cracked it all. Mission accomplished, Nicole announced. You have improved again, kid, Nicole complimented Zeke. I know. Oh, stop you. I have wired you the money. Bye. So fast? Remember to call me next time when you have a fat job like this. Nicole made a handsome sum of money working on his job, which only required a few days of her effort. It was easy money for her. But after just hacking the target's intranet, Nicole accidentally saw a description of something similar to Martin's finished experiment. She immediately checked again, and it really looked like Martin's result of the experiment. She quickly downloaded the data and called Martin on the phone. Are you busy, Martin? Nicole asked. Yes, I'm in the lab. What can I do for you? Martin had given up pursuing the previous finished experiment and was now re-experimenting. I will come over now if it is convenient for you. It is convenient. You may come over anytime. Okay, I will see you later. Nicole hung up the phone, grabbed the information, and hurried off to Martin's lab. At the hospital, Nicole takes the elevator to Martin's lab floor. When Martin heard a knock on the lab door, he opened it from the inside. Come in, Nicole. It surprised Nicole to see a disheveled Martin. What's wrong with you? How did you end up like this? Ha! Martin hurriedly looked in the mirror and was almost startled by his look. Sorry, I have been so busy experimenting all this time and didn't pay attention to my personal grooming. Hope you don't mind. Martin scratched his head in embarrassment. Are you still okay? Nicole looked at the haggard Martin, who no longer looked as handsome as previously. I'm okay. I feel pretty good. Nicole, come and see this. I'm midway through the experiment now. What do you think? Nicole was the only person he trusted and would share the joy with now. Nicole followed him and walked over to check it out. The experiment product was taking shape, and it was slightly different in outline from the last one. You upgraded it? Nicole asked. Yes, The previous finished experiment has been successful, but there are still some issues in practical applications. I came back and went through all the problems from scratch, refining them one by one, and now it is kind of close to perfect. Martin looked scruffy, but he found his confidence again. Nicole nodded. I'm sure the finished product will be stunning this time around. I look forward to seeing your results soon. Thank you. I promise you will be the first to witness it. Why don't you name it? Martin pleaded as he looked at her. Me? Not appropriate. You should be the person who names it. Nicole politely refused, as she figured that he had spent time and effort experimenting. He should be the one who names the thing. After thinking for a while, Martin had a lightbulb moment. Let's call it the Beacon. What do you think? The Beacon, that's a great name, symbolizing hope and light. Martin looked at Nicole and nodded vigorously. I feel as if the name has come to life with your explanation. You seem to have something for me on the phone, didn't you? Martin suddenly thought of something. Yes, take a look at this. Nicole took out the information and handed it to him. What's this? Martin took the information and looked at Nicole. You will know it when you read it. Martin took the information to a chair and sat down, flipping through it carefully, his expression gradually turning from nonchalant to surprised. Where did you get this information? Martin asked Nicole with emotion. Just calm down. There's no need to question the content. What are you going to do now? Nicole looked at him with a calm face. Martin's fingers holding the information tightened, as he never thought that Joyce would take the result of the experiments they had worked together for half a year and sell them abroad. Martin was wrestling with the thought of whether to forgive Joyce. He looked at the information in his hands and roared in anger, his eyes bloodshot, feeling as if his head was going to explode. After a long while, he looked at Nicole with no expression. Since she has betrayed me, I will make this personal. Thank you, Nicole. I will take care of this myself. There was no warmth in Martin's gaze, as if a drop of water would freeze on it if it fell in. Take care of yourself. Nicole turned to leave. Nicole felt sorry for Martin as she thought back on the contents of the information. Joyce had gone too far. If she were in his shoes, she would have uprooted the McCarthy family in its entirety. A few days later, Jared and Nicole's betrothal was held as scheduled, and the magnificent hotel was filled with people. It might only be a betrothal, but VIPs and celebrities came to congratulate them and wanted to associate with the Johnston family. In the splendid ballroom, handsome guys and beautiful girls gathered and hung out together. The Riddle family, as kindred of Nicole, was seated in the front talking to the Johnston family members, while the younger ones were laughing and joking with friends and relatives in the ballroom. Snow, Rain, and Nora gathered together and chatted with each other, and they were surrounded by socialites who were trying to make up to them. Because of Nicole, people started to look up to them. Screams rang out at the ballroom entrance as Harvey walked and was immediately surrounded by a group of beautiful women. Snow looked displeased. These women are so unashamed. Have they never seen a man in their lifetimes? Not wanting to be outdone, she plucked up her courage and walked up to Harvey with a smile. You have come. It is quieter over there. Why don't we go sit over there? Snow knew Harvey hated being pestered, so she pointed him to a relatively quiet spot. Harvey glanced at the place and thought it made sense, so he walked over. When the others saw Snow steal Harvey away, they all looked displeased. Harvey did not want to talk to Snow, yet she still shamelessly approached him. People say she is the most popular girl at school, but I think she is more like a joke, a few others said sarcastically. Immediately after, Sebastian walked in, but Martin was nowhere to be seen at his side. Jared and Nicole looked over at him. This way, please, Mr. Wyance. Nicole came up to greet him. Congratulations to you too, Sebastian said, holding out his hand. Nicole, I will take you to rest in the lounge. Jared took Nicole's hand and was about to go to the second floor. It is okay. The guests are all here, it is not good for us to rest. Nicole refused. Then go sit over there. Jared gestured for Max to take Nicole over. Nicole was not really that tired, but she knew Jared did not want her to get too strained, so she obeyed. Jared was alone in the ballroom, entertaining guests, and people kept coming up to him to talk. That was when Scott walked over. "Mr. Johnston, how are you doing?" Jared looked back at hearing a voice. "When did you arrive, Mr. Harmon? You should have sent someone to give me a heads up." "Sorry for not welcoming you outside," Jared said politely. "It is okay, Mr. Johnston. I just heard about your betrothal, and I thought I would not make it here on time." "Luckily, the party hasn't started yet," Scott said. The two men got together and talked. Gloria walked over to Nicole and asked with concern, "Are you tired?" "I'm fine, Mom. What are you doing over here? Where's Dad?" "He is over there talking to his friends. I was sitting around doing nothing, so I might as well come over here and see you." Gloria was all smiles, genuinely happy for Nicole and Jared's betrothal. "Nicole, you look so pretty today," Lulu and June said as they walked over. "You guys talk. I will go check on Nora," Gloria said as she saw Nicole's classmates approaching and immediately made herself scarce. "Thank you, Mrs. Riddle. I didn't see you two just now. When did you guys arrive?" Nicole looked at them curiously. "We just arrived. Nicole, this place is so grand. I wish I were you." Lulu sat down and said with envy, "No need to be envious. Just wait until you come here too." Nicole looked at her and felt it was funny. Not anyone can afford to use this place. Lulu looked disappointed. "Gee, why don't you just ask Nicole to arrange it for you when the time comes?" June suggested. "Nicole, your gown is so stunning. Where did you order it?" The first time June saw Nicole, she was attracted by the gown Nicole was wearing. It was ordered from Jared's tailoring shop, and it turned out okay, right? Nicole stood up to show it off. "That is so okay. I'm going to order a set too when I get engaged." June was also envious. "Okay, mention my name then, and they will give you a discount." "Really? A million thanks." Harvey was sitting with Snow, but his eyes were on Nicole. "What have you been up to lately, Harvey? I haven't even talked to you for a while." Snow seized the opportunity to chat with him. "It is all work stuff. You won't understand it even if I tell you." Harvey's perfunctory attitude was all too obvious. Snow was not too happy, but she could not help wanting to talk to him more. So she spoke again. "You're dressed really handsome today. Those girls at the door just now were too disrespectful by swarming around you. After this, we plan to go to the beach for a walk. I heard that there is a fireworks show today. Do you want to join us?" Snow continued to talk, not noticing Harvey's impatience in the slightest. Harvey felt his ears hurt in less than 20 minutes of sitting next to Snow. If you stayed sitting there any longer, he figured his head was going to explode. So he got up and walked toward Nicole. "Where are you going, Harvey?" Snow stood up and asked. "You can sit here. I'm just mooching around." Snow was keeping an eye on Harvey, trying to see where he was going. She stomped her feet in anger when she saw him look for Nicole. "What is so great about you, Nicole?" she yelled in her mind. Nora, who had taken in Snow's expression from the side, came up to her. "Are you okay, Snow?" Snow looked up. When she saw it was Nora, she rolled her eyes with annoyance. "What are you doing over here? I saw you weren't in a very good mood and thought I'd come over to keep you company." Nora did not mind her attitude and continued to talk to her calmly. "I'm in an excellent mood. I don't need your company." Snow was still piqued. "In an excellent mood? Your eyebrows are all furrowed together. Keep that up and everyone else will see," Nora kindly reminded her. Snow then came to her senses, realizing that she had almost embarrassed the Riddle family. She turned her eyes to Nora and asked, "I heard you are back to the Riddle family. How are Mr. and Mrs. Riddle treating you?" Snow aimed at her soft spot. Nora felt a pang of ache inside her. She did not show it on her face but just looked at Snow with a smile. "They have been treating me well, just like before. Besides, Nicole moved out of the Riddle family of her own accord as soon as I got back." "Nicole has moved out of the Riddle family?" The news surprised Snow. She studied Nora, not expecting that she had gotten rid of Nicole only after a few days back. "That is right. I saw the look on your face just now. You're still not giving up on Harvey, aren't you? Nora steered the conversation back to Snow. It is none of your business who I like. Snow shot her a glare, but then, her attention slowly shifted to Harvey, who was now approaching Nicole. Humph. Isn't it at all hard for you to see your sweetheart's heart set on another woman? Nora glanced at Harvey and incited jealousy in Snow. Snow clenched her hands into fists, her knuckles turning white, but she did not say a word. Glancing at Snow's expression, Nora knew she had hit Snow where it hurt, and she continued, "It is so pathetic having your sweetheart right in front of you, but you can only watch from afar as he and another woman make out. It is so sad." As Nora kept fanning the flames, Snow was getting pissed. "That is enough. Stop it." Nora felt it was time and turned to look squarely at Snow. "If you want to take your sweetheart back from someone else's arms, I can help you." Snow slowly turned to look at her, then shot a glare at her. "That won't be necessary." With that, she got up and left. Nora looked at Snow, who walked away, and smirked. "You will come to me of your own accord." "Congratulations, Nicole." Harvey did not want to say this, but he forced himself to. "Thanks. How come I haven't seen Mr. Ellison today?" Nicole did not want to talk to him about anything else, so she asked about Mr. Ellison. With the final exam just around the corner, there are a lot of things for Grandpa to take care of at school. So I'm here today to congratulate you on behalf of the Ellison family. Are you really going to marry Jared? Harvey looked at her with a serious face, as if he would resolutely take her away if she said no. "Today is my betrothal day. I hope you won't make a scene, and also don't want to hear such words again. If you still want to be friends with me, stop pestering me, or we can't even be friends." Nicole looked at him with a serious expression. Harvey looked at Nicole, feeling as if 1,000 knives were stabbing into his heart. Jared noticed what was going on over here and came striding over. "Nicole, what are you guys talking about?" Hearing Jared's voice, Nicole immediately put on a smile. "Harvey and I were talking about the Aegis Corporation project. Now that we are done, let's go entertain the guests." Nicole got up and walked with Jared to the crowd without giving Harvey another look. Harvey stood still, looking on with frosty eyes as Nicole went. "I love you so much, but you turn a blind eye to me. Is your heart made of stone, Nicole?" Not wanting to stay and watch them together any longer, Harvey turned and left the betrothal party. Snow, who was talking to her sisters, saw a familiar figure walking out. When she looked back without seeing Harvey, she immediately chased after him. "Where are you going, Snow?" Rain called out but did not manage to stop Snow. Karen was clueless about the situation and thought Snow was just going out for a bit. She impatiently said, "What is all the fuss about? She is just going out." "No, I feel that something is wrong with her expression." Rain was worried about Snow. "She is a pain in the neck. What is she doing out there instead of getting to know the VIP gentleman?" "You go and get her back," Karen said. "Okay." Rain went in a hurry. Nicole saw several of them left in tandem but did not give it a second thought. She continued to entertain guests with Jared. Just when everyone was chatting with each other, there was a sudden commotion, and the guests in the ballroom looked toward the entrance. A beautiful woman with a hot body walked in. Nicole looked at her and it turned out that it was Chloe. "You're late, superstar," a guest who knew Chloe teased her. "I'm really sorry because I was tied up at work. I'll drink a toast to all of you." She picked up a glass of red wine and raised it in the air, then bottomed it up. "Why is she here? Did you invite her?" Nicole looked at Jared at her side. "Nope." Damien saw that Chloe just came in and drank a whole glass of red wine, and looked at Miley with displeasure. "Why don't you pull her over? What a disgrace." Miley hurried over to Chloe and said with a smile, "Your father is waiting for you. Let's go over there." "You go over first. I have to talk to the bosses about work." Chloe glanced in Damien's direction, where there were mostly older men. Going there would be too boring. As there were bigwigs around, Miley could not just drag her away. So she could only say a few more words to hurry her before she left. "You didn't bring her here?" Damien questioned Miley. Chloe said she had to talk to the bosses about her work and would come over later. Miley covered up for her. She was hoping her daughter could get to know more people in the upper echelons. That way, it would also help her career development. Congratulations, Nicole, Jared. Chloe clinked her wine glass with Nicole and then gave Jared a meaningful glance. Nicole did not get the meaning of her look and glanced at Jared as if to say, "What does she mean by that?" Jared blinked innocently as if to say, "I know nothing." "Thanks." Nicole smiled faintly, but she did not drink. "Mr. Johnston and Ms. Riddle are really a match made in heaven, the envy of others," one bigwig next to them said. Jared turned around and talked to them. Chloe took the opportunity to bring Nicole to a less crowded area and looked around to make sure no one was around, then got a fresh glass of wine and took a sip. "Have you delivered the diamond?" At first, Nicole was pissed with Chloe when she saw her, but she fought back her anger and did not question her because there were other people around. She least expected that Chloe would take a rise out of her first. So she looked at Chloe with icy eyes. "You still have the nerve to ask? Why did you frame me?" "What are you talking about? I framed you." Chloe did not get what Nicole meant. She looked at Nicole with a dumbfounded expression. "Still pretending? You swapped the diamond, didn't you?" Nicole said, staring her in the eyes. "What do you mean? The diamond has been swapped? Tell me clearly." Chloe was as unrelenting as if she had caught a thief. "Do I need to explain to you? You know very well what you have done." Nicole looked intimidating, putting a lot of pressure on Chloe. "Nicole, I really don't understand what you're talking about." Chloe looked like she had been wrongly accused. "Okay, then I will tell you, the diamond you asked me to give to Grandpa is not a Dresden green diamond, but an ordinary one. Now, do you hear me?" Now Nicole's mood had all been ruined, and she looked at Chloe with a frosty look in her eyes. "How is it possible? Henry bought it from abroad, and I saw him put it in the box with my own eyes. There is no mistake. I know you have taken the diamond for yourself. You're a thief." Chloe's eyes reeked of emotions, as if it was real, as she said. Nicole did not expect her to make a false countercharge. She laughed in exasperation. "You really are an actress. If I wasn't a party to this, I might have believed you're acting. I didn't expect you to be this kind of person, stealing the diamond and not admitting it. It is a disgrace that the Riddle family has someone like you. This is a serious matter, and Grandpa knows about it now. So if you don't go and admit your mistake to Grandpa, bear the consequences. Also, as things now seem to implicate Henry, I'm interested to see how he will react when he finds out about it." Nicole turned around and left, not giving Chloe a chance to admit her mistake. "I will see what you can find out. Don't intimidate me with Henry, thinking I'm a 3-year-old. Chloe poured the red wine down her neck and then looked at Jared in the distance. "No one can take you away from me, not even Nicole." Nicole had just come back to Jared's side when 2 people walked in the door. She recognized one of them as Mr. Riddle Sr.'s butler. "Alfred, what brings you here? Where's Grandpa?" Nicole looked behind him. "Miss Nicole, Mr. Riddle Sr. asked me to give you this, saying it is a betrothal gift for you and your fiancé." Nicole glanced at Jared, then took the gift box from the butler's hands and opened it. Inside the box was a key. Nicole looked at the butler. "Mr. Riddle Sr. knows that you like the sea, so he specially bought a house by the sea. Here is the key," the butler said. "Tell Grandpa I like it very much and thank him." Nicole's heart warmed, and she looked at Jared and smiled. "This is a betrothal gift from my grandpa." Jared looked at her dotingly and nodded, and everyone at the scene spontaneously applauded and congratulated her. Only some people from the Riddle family applauded but were jealous in their hearts. Chloe, in particular, was green with envy. Nora saw that Chloe and Nicole were talking earlier, but now Chloe was alone. So she walked over. "Long time no see, Chloe." Chloe followed the voice. Not expecting it to be Nora, she glanced away disdainfully. "What are you doing over here? I saw you drinking alone here and came over to keep you company." Nora had a friendly look on her face. "I don't need your company. I heard your biological parents were hospitalized after a car accident. What are you doing here instead of being at the hospital with them? Chloe said sarcastically. I'm here concerned about you, of course. I heard that the diamond you asked Nicole to give to Grandpa was switched, so I guess someone must have tampered with it, right? Nora spoke in a light-hearted manner about something that no one else knew about yet. Chloe's attitude immediately turned serious. Who told you about this? Chloe wanted to frame Nicole, but she did not want anyone else to know about it. You don't need to know who I heard it from, but knowing Nicole as I do, she wouldn't swap the diamond. So, Nora then looked her in the eyes. Chloe hurried to cover her mouth. Keep your voice down. It was as if she was afraid someone would hear her. Why are you so nervous? It is not like there is anyone else here. Nora had an I-on-you look on her face. Chloe came to her senses and looked at her. Just say it, what do you want? I want nothing but to see Nicole in disrepute. Nora especially emphasized the last part of the sentence. Chloe frowned at her. She has known how to please people since she was a child. She is a smartass. She clearly knew who tampered with the diamond but didn't report it. Is it really true, as she said, that she only wanted Nicole to lose her reputation? Chloe. Nora's gentle voice brought Chloe out of her thoughts. In that case, we are in the same boat and have the same enemy. Let's work together. Chloe raised her glass. The two clinked glasses and sized each other up. Even when Nora said something like that, Chloe still looked at her with wary eyes. The betrothal party ended after a toast session. Jared and Nicole saw all the guests off before heading back to the villa. It has been such a long day. Why do people have so many things to say? Nicole dropped onto the couch, not wanting to move. Who would want to talk so much for no reason? It was all about business. Jared explained the rationale to her. They did achieve their objectives, but it was us who got all the aches and pains of a hectic and tiring day. Never take me to parties like this next time. Nicole did not like business entertainment. Okay, you can be left out of the party, but how can you be left out of the wedding? Jared came to Nicole's side and doted on her. You know what I'm talking about. Nicole got up, thinking of going to rest upstairs. Jared picked her up straight away. Let's go rest together. The next day, the sun was warm, and the breeze was gentle. Jared finally did not have to get up early to go to work. It was already late morning, and he had still not woken up. Nicole looked at the side of his handsome face and could not resist reaching out to touch his skin. The next second, a pair of large hands clutched her wrist. Are you trying to sneak up on me? Jared teased. Nicole wanted to pull her hand back but could not. No. There is something on your face, and I just wanted to wipe it off for you. Jared did not believe her lies. Abroad, Carl followed Nicole's instructions and got a faulty laptop, then brought it to the restaurant frequented by the hoodie man and waited for him. The hoodie man walked in, ordered the food he usually ate, and remained seated in the corner where he always sat. What a shitty computer. It is infected with viruses again. Carl deliberately complained loudly, his hands slapping the laptop. The hoodie man discreetly ate his food, his eyes occasionally glancing at Carl. Carl cursed for a long while but still did not see the hoodie man, so he asked the restaurant's owner, "Hey, is there anyone here who knows about computers? I need to repair this broken computer." The restaurant's owner shook his head and said there was nothing he could do. Carl stood up in anger and yelled, "I can't believe no one can help me." He then looked at the restaurant's owner again. "Can I put an ad in your place?" "Sure." Carl picked up a pen and wrote, "If someone can help me repair my computer, I'm willing to pay double the normal price." He then left with the computer. After Carl left, the hoodie man had also finished his meal. He glanced at the ad when he went to the counter to check out, and then left. For days on end, Carl waited with his computer in the restaurant for the hoodie man to come forward to him. Today, Carl walked into the restaurant. Unexpectedly, the hoodie man arrived earlier than him today and had already finished his meal. An imperceptible surprise flashed in Carl's eyes. Carl sat down at the table, ordered food, and then ate while chatting casually with the person next to him. Halfway through the meal, the hoodie man walked past him and came to the counter to check out. Just when Carl thought it was a fruitless day again, a familiar figure walked up to Carl and stood next to him. Carl chewed his mouthful of food as he looked at the person who turned out to be the hooded man. "What do you want?" The hoodie man glanced at his computer and asked, "May I take a look?" "Sure." Carl handed him the computer. The hoodie man turned on the computer, which was indeed unbootable, as Carl had said, and then looked at Carl. "You will really pay double?" Carl nodded. "You can fix computers?" The hoodie man said nothing more and lowered his head to tinker with his computer. It seemed the hoodie man really had run out of money. Through the past few days of observation, Carl found that the hoodie man ordered less and less food each time, thus he speculated that the hoodie man should be short of funds. So he came up with the bright idea of using money to lure him into his trap. Carl quietly observed the hoodie man's repair techniques, and soon, under the hooded man's hands, the computer returned to normal. Looking at the computer that was back to normal, Carl acted like he was surprised and happy. He then hurriedly took out the money and handed it to the hoodie man, who took the money and left without a word. After a quick check of the computer, Carl could conclude this time that the hoodie man was indeed white. He gave the computer to the restaurant's owner and walked out to follow the hoodie man. The hoodie man was about to walk to the door when he sensed that someone was following him. He hurriedly picked up his pace and walked into an alley that he had never entered before, hiding and observing the person following him. Carl knew the hoodie man was hiding in the alley and slowed down at the mouth of the alley to let the hoodie man see who he was. When the hoodie man saw it was the man whom he had just helped repair his computer, he was relieved and came out of the alley. Meanwhile, Carl timed it so perfectly that as he looked back, he was just in time to meet the hoodie man's eyes. "What a coincidence to run into you again." Carl approached and greeted the hoodie man. But the hoodie man remained alert, nodded his head, and continued walking. Carl saw he had no intention of talking to himself and could only say something to lower the hoodie man's guard. "My house is over there. Is yours too?" The hoodie man ignored him and quickened his pace. Making sure Carl was not following him, he unlocked the door, and just as he was about to close it behind him, a hand took hold of the handle. He looked up the arm and found that it was Carl. So he said impatiently, "Let go of your hand. I'm not here to fix computers either." Immediately after, Carl pushed the door open with force. White saw things go wrong and ran back inside. But he could not outrun Carl and was caught by Carl just in a few steps. Carl thought the hoodie man was just a hacker and could not fight, but to his surprise, this guy knew a thing or two about self-defense. He broke free of Carl's grasp, grabbed an object, and hurled it at Carl's head. Carl dodged, kicked the weapon out of White's hand, and then reached out to grab him. White parried, and the two men fought in the abandoned house. Within a few rounds, White was on the back foot. Carl hit him as if he was practicing with him, knocking him to the ground with a hard punch. Then he tied White up and used extremely cruel means to extract information from White before setting the place on fire, and there was no more White in the world. When Carl returned to his place of stay, he immediately contacted Nicole. White has been gotten rid of and all the information has been extracted. Nicole was looking at her computer when she suddenly received a message from Carl. She hurriedly clicked on it and was relieved to see the message. Nicole immediately replied to Carl, "Send the information to me and come back." "Okay." On the computer, the information coming from Carl was being received little by little. In the afternoon, Nicole came to Jared's office. Instead of going straight to see Jared, she went to the place where Chloe was shooting to have a look. Chloe was in the studio shooting a commercial as usual. "Is this okay now? I need to take a short break." After just a few shots, Chloe wanted to take a break. The director could not afford to offend Chloe but let her be. "Everyone, adjust the camera. After Chloe has enough rest, the shooting continues." A while later, an assistant came to the lounge where Chloe was and asked, "Have you rested? Are you ready for the shooting?" Chloe gave her young assistant a look and reluctantly stood up. "You guys get ready. I will be right over." The young assistant happily went to reply to the director. After a while, Chloe came over and stood in front of the camera, showing products according to the director's instructions. Nicole had her attention on the young assistant. She asked Max to ask the young assistant out while Chloe was shooting. "Take it easy and sit down." Nicole looked at the young assistant, who was too timid to look at her. "What is your name?" "I'm Kelly. Kelly Henderson." "Kelly, I heard you dropped out of school to earn money for your younger brother's medical bills, right?" Nicole studied the young assistant. "Yeah. So have you gotten enough money to pay for your brother's medical bills yet?" "No, it's a long way to go." Nicole thought for a moment and said, "The company has a benefit of free financial support for employees in need this year. I see your situation meets the criteria. So I will send someone to take your brother to the best hospital for treatment, and the company will bear all the medical expenses." Max stood by and gasped, wondering when the company had come up with such an employee benefit scheme. But since Nicole had already said it, he could do nothing to stop her. Kelly looked up at Nicole incredulously. "Is everything you said true?" "It is true. You can ask him if you don't believe me." Nicole pointed to Max beside her. Everyone in the company knew who Max was. Kelly looked at Max. He nodded helplessly, not expecting him to have to play an accomplice too. "Just now I saw you working diligently in the studio. Is that actress always behaving affectedly?" Nicole spoke what Kelly did not dare to speak. Kelly lowered her head and dared not say a word. Nicole could easily see from her demeanor what she had been through. "I see you are pretty smart too. Do you want to get out of the studio and get a higher post?" Kelly looked at Nicole with a glint of surprise in her eyes. Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.